What if I told you that one of the biggest, most terrifying monsters in Monster Hunter history is slithering back into the spotlight?
What?
Yeah, I'm talking about Dalamadur, the colossal serpent elder dragon that once dominated the skies of Monster Hunter 4. And with Monster Hunter Wilds shaping out to be the most ambitious title in the series yet, all signs point to his return, and maybe his evolved form, Shah Dalamadur. Let's break down the evidence, lore, gameplay, symbolism, and history that could all be leading to the biggest comeback in Monster Hunter yet.
Stop the cap!
Capcom has a habit, and a glorious one, of bringing back iconic elder dragons in each major entry. In Monster Hunter World Iceborne, we saw the return of Alatreon, who debuted back in Monster Hunter Tri, and Fatalis, the legendary dragon from Monster Hunter Generation 1. Then, in Sunbreak, we got Amatsu, the final boss from Monster Hunter Portable 3rd. These aren't random picks. They're thematic titans that represent the entire generations of Monster Hunter. So, what's next? If we follow this pattern, it's time for another legendary elder dragon to rise. Enter Dalamadur.
Oh shit, here we go again.
First introduced in Monster Hunter 4, Dalamadur is one of the largest monsters in the franchise. So massive that only La Viente and its variants surpass it in size. While most sightings are around the Heavenly Mountains, remains of Dalamadur have been discovered in the New World and the Forbidden Lands, suggesting these monsters travel vast distances, possibly underground or through unknown migratory paths. This makes the massive skeletons seen in Wild's Wounded Hollow and the Grand Hub all the more suspicious. Are we walking across the graveyard of something ancient, or the den of something that's coming back? Let's talk symbolism. The Monster Hunter Wilds logo features two intertwined snakes, one orange, one green. That's just not a stylistic choice. Longtime players are already connecting those colors to Dalamadur and Shah Dalamadur. Original Dalamadur has dark, almost volcanic scales with a glowing red core. Shah Dalamadur is adorned with white and gold scales and features pulsing orange blade-like protrusions that heat up and melt the very ground they touch. It's plausible that Capcom is visually teasing both versions and hinting at the duality we'll face in Wilds. Shah Dalamadur is technically a subspecies, but some believe it's more than that. There's a strong theory it might be a life phase, an evolved form of standard Dalamadur, similar to how Gormagala becomes Shagaru. Shah is far more aggressive, and when those orange blades heat up, they deal devastating damage, but also become temporarily soft, leaving him vulnerable. When they cool, they harden again, creating a high-risk, high-reward gameplay dynamic that would shine in WoW's new physics and combat system. Let's look at Capcom's design choices. Rise was heavily inspired by Portable 3rd, and what did we get in Sunbreak? Amatsu, the final boss of that very game. Now Wilds is brimming with Monster Hunter 4 vibes, sand ships, sweeping desert aesthetics, and tribal design elements all chased back to that entry. And guess who was the final boss of Monster Hunter 4? Dalamadur. While Gogmasios from 4U is another option, since we do have the oil well basin, Dalamadur fits the Wild's theme of immense scale, environmental tension, and spectacle far more directly. Every returning Elder Dragon has symbolized something. Amatsu was the balance of nature, Fatalis, the wrath of the ancient legends, Alatreon was the chaos of elemental power. Dalamadur, by contrast, is synonymous with immensity.
What do you mean by that?
Both in physical scale and its symbolic significance as a technological showcase. On the Nintendo 3DS, its encounter pushed the platform's limitation to an impressive degree, utilizing scripted environmental collapse, multi-stage transitions, and vertical combat engagement. Given Monster Hunter Wilds' apparent ambition in expanding traversal, terrain responsiveness, and biome complexity, reintroducing Dalamadur could serve as a deliberate homage to the legacy of scale, while simultaneously acting as a performance benchmark for the current engine. However, given the spatial requirements for such a fight, it is likely that Capcom may opt to implement a dedicated arena or isolated map segment, much like they did with Zorah Magdaros back in World and even Jin Dahad in Wilds. These monsters were not fought in standard zones, but instead engaged in highly specialized environments that allowed for unique interactions such as luring other monsters, cannons, and siege mechanics. This approach will be both practical and thematic for Dalamadur, whose canonical habitat lies in the upper reaches of the Heavenly Mountains, an environment far removed from traditional hunting zones. Furthermore, visual inspection of the Grand Hub and Wilds reveals a distant tower-like structure on the horizon. While it currently serves no confirmed function, its design and positioning suggest it could act as the staging ground for a high-altitude encounter. Such a location would align narratively with Dalamadur's mountainous origins and facilitate a more cinematic, large-scale confrontation, potentially integrating vertical traversal, platform collapses, or multi-phase structural interaction. Here's a detail you might have missed. In the Grand Hub, just before heading out to a quest, maybe while listening to the diva sing, just look down. There's a blue floor mosaic in the center of the hub, and it depicts what looks like a giant serpentine monster. Its long coiled body and snake-like face are unmistakable. This isn't just a theory built on hope. This is a theory built on evidence, intentional design choices, and growing storm beneath the surface from the fans. And hey, let's be honest, there's a bit of cope in there, man. But Dalamadur, I believe, is coming, and I believe he's not going to be coming alone. Shah might just be slithering in right beside him. If you've made it this far in the video, drop a like, it helps me out a ton. And if you do enjoy these type of theory videos or build videos, subscribe to my channel. And the time of recording, we've reached about 380 subscribers. Insane. I really appreciate every single one of you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next hunt. Stay sharp, ministers. Peace.